Say if at first you get sued and have to pay out $25 million, not only is he dishonest, he's not too bright.
Growing in rain. Phone call from my man Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy said if Floyd accepts the challenge, that he'll put it on the actual show.
There's no way this man is broke. There's no way.
Yeah. If he is, I don't know where the money went to.
Exactly.
Floyd Mayweather got really angry after Jimmy Kimmel questioned him live on air about how he makes money, especially through exhibition fights. Kimmel made fun of Floyd's love for cash grabs, and the comments didn't sit well with the boxing legend. The moment quickly turned tense, leaving Mayweather clearly upset and surprising many fans who were watching.
For this, or was this just...
I guess it's something that they just made up.
Something they made up. Do you think they're going to paint over that when it goes as everyone seems to think it's going to go?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You should buy that gym from him and knock it down with a wrecking ball.
We can do that.
That would be something you could do.
We can do that.
You could potentially make... How much money could you reasonably walk out of this fight with?
350 million.
$350 million.
Yes.
Wow. I know you love money, right? I mean,
it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel's tough questions made the situation even worse, but behind Mayweather's flashy image, real money problems were starting to show. Experts have warned for a long time that spending too much, making bad investment choices, and not having steady income can hurt even the richest people. Now, it looks like those warnings are coming true for Mayweather.
This is from Instagram. You're on what looks like a private plane, just with a whole...
No, my private plane.
Your private plane, sorry. With a whole lot of money, and it looks like a couple of bowls of ketchup, maybe, also.
No.
Are you eating this money?
Those are cup holders.
Oh, those are cup holders, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't have a private plane.
You didn't flew on.
What do you do with all this money? I mean, like, do you actually use it? I mean, are you using the cash?
You know, cash is king.
Do you have an ATM card?
I'm the human ATM.
Floyd Mayweather was recently seen walking around New York City pointing at buildings and saying he owned them. He was trying to show that he's still rich and strong in real estate. But this story didn't last long. Investigators found out that many of those buildings are not in his name or linked to any of his businesses. This has only made people talk more about whether Mayweather is really as wealthy as he claims, and if he's just trying to protect his public image.
What's going on with Floyd Mayweather?
Man, do we got money or not? I don't know what's going on.
I'm lost.
Man, I seen, I think Stephen A was talking about he was bankrupt.
See, I know he came out with this commercial talking about he just invested in this deal that's worth like $402 million that's dealing with 60 apartment buildings.
Yeah, I heard the nigga bought half of New York.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so he walking down the street of New York. Yeah, I own that one. I own that one.
I seen that too.
So some people reached out to the agencies that he's connected with about this deal, and they said no comment.
Let me say something. I got a question. Niggas is nosy for no reason.
Nosy as hell.
What I'm reaching out to these people about they deal for?
You want to talk to you about the Floyd Mayweather deal? No comment. They say his name ain't on no paperwork or nothing.
I seen him on something. He look like a bum.
Floyd?
He was looking like a bum, had like he ain't shaved in months.
Oh yeah, I seen that too.
There's no way this man is
seen
broke.
that too.
There's no way.
Yeah.
If he is, I don't know where the money went to.
Exactly.
Besides money problems, Floyd Mayweather has also faced serious legal issues. Some of his former girlfriends have sued him, saying he treated them badly on an emotional level. These cases have made his already controversial image even worse. The lawsuits were detailed and pointed to a pattern of behavior, not just one-time events. These legal troubles continue to follow him and make it hard for Mayweather to move on from a past filled with problems. A recent video showed Mayweather spending huge amounts of money to rent luxury mansions, even though he doesn't seem to need them. Instead of buying or living in these homes, it looks like he's doing it just to show off. Many people say this shows he's more focused on looking rich than making smart money choices. For someone who calls himself a money expert, this kind of behavior seems careless, not clever.
Floyd Mayweather just signed a deal to lease an apartment in Midtown Manhattan. He's going to be paying $100,000 per month for this place. Here's the apartment, you guys. It's got 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 4,000 square feet, and the place is pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie. The description says that this is a double unit and it is a corner unit, so you got a ton of natural light in here. Do you think this place is worth $100,000 per month? Why would Floyd spend $100,000 a month on this apartment? If I had to guess, it would be a combination of owning something is just kind of a liability. Plus, I'm pretty sure whenever you rent a place versus buy a place for business purposes, you're able to write off more of that lease payment. So if I had to guess, that $100,000 per month is going to be a pretty big write-off for him based on how he plans to use this place.
In what many people saw as an attempt to fix his image, Mayweather posted a video showing his real estate properties across the US. He said he was now focusing more on commercial buildings that make money instead of just owning fancy homes. The video was meant to let the public know that selling his expensive houses was part of a new investment plan, not a sign of financial trouble. In 2017, Mayweather tried to prove he was still rich by showing off a $100 million 0 cents check during a press conference. The check was from his fight with Manny Pacquiao, and he held it up to silence the people who doubted him. While the moment was bold and got a lot of attention, many people wondered why such a big check had never been cashed.
He's like the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA, the UFC.
I didn't know Conor McGregor was undefeated. I didn't know that he had a reign in MMA for 20 years and undefeated, and was world champion in 5 different weight classes. That's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I guess you guys telling me something new. If you say he's the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA.
Well, do you
I mean, if you say he's the Floyd Mayweather of the MMA, I'm trying to find out. Have you ever made 300 million in one night? Have you ever made 100 million in one night? Have you ever made 70 million in one night? So, as far as trying to say that he's the Floyd Mayweather of MMA, I mean, it's okay to just to say it, but it's not true. I'm a legend, a living legend. You know, I gave just for the boxing, I gave years and years of hard work. It was blood, sweat, and tears. Had a tremendous team, had a tremendous run. I think that it's time for if Conor McGregor need to go out there and do what he do. But never compare Conor McGregor to me. That's a total disrespect.
Well,
I mean, once again, I'm an elephant. Elephant don't beef with ants. You know, elephant is so large you don't even see ants.
Mayweather says his flashy lifestyle is a reward for his hard work and reminds people he started poor and fought to the top. He believes showing his wealth is meant to motivate others, not to brag. But boxing legend Mike Tyson said Floyd is too focused on himself, and his constant praise can seem unrealistic. Many fans and athletes agree, feeling that Mayweather's love for showing off money, especially during hard times in the world, makes him look out of touch and selfish in.
What lessons do you think Pacquiao and Mayweather could learn from you in terms of life away from the ring?
Well, Floyd seems to be going through some stuff like me right now, you know, like realizing no one's his friend and everybody's probably, even though I even hate to say it, because maybe everybody's kind of a little jealous of him, you know, because he is Floyd Mayweather. I know these other guys got their money, but this guy is the champ of the world. You know, it's hard to compete with that. So he's pretty big on those scales as far as on the celebrity scale. So he's gonna realize what life is all about, what friends are all about, and realize that we only have a few of them. And sometimes they're the only ones we got. They may not be the ones we want, but they're the ones we have. You know, sometimes we wanna have glorious, glamorous friends, but they don't want to be our friends.
Mayweather once again showed his need to prove he's richer than others when he compared his earnings to Anthony Joshua's. He claimed he made $74 million 0 cents from ticket sales without needing big crowds. While the numbers might be true, the way he said it seemed offensive. Experts saw it as another sign of Mayweather being jealous and always trying to stay on top of younger, more popular fighters.
He said in particular, and then there was also some footage that dropped a couple hours ago on IFL TV that, you know, is the reason I'm making this video. He made some comments about Anthony Joshua and compared, you know, I guess, you know, his, you know, because, you know, he talks about his money a lot. So he compared, like, I guess his fight with Pacquiao to Anthony Joshua, and he was saying, like, you know, basically, they didn't need 100,000 or 90,000 people to do X amount of dollars. You know, here I'm gonna let you listen to it. Here's what he had to say verbatim. Here's what Floyd said about Anthony Joshua.
Talk about that. I was in the Guinness Book of World Record for breaking all the records. You didn't tell them that?
Of course you have.
For generating billions in the sport of boxing, that or having the fastest sellout crowd.
But
I mean, and, you know, those guys done. You know, and I was watching a fight when I was at my Miami house. I was at my Miami home. I was watching a fight with Klitschko and the guy Joshua, and they said that this is electrifying, sort of like the Pacquiao and Mayweather. And I said, well, we didn't have to have all those hundreds of thousands to do a $74 million gate. So, and like I said before, but those guys put on a hell of a show. Like I said before, you know, I'm just on another planet. And you definitely know it. Because you've been around for years. And you see the same thing over and over and over again.
All right, so there you have it. Mayweather basically saying that, you know, he's on another planet and all this stuff, and that, you know, they didn't need 90,000 people and all this stuff. But, I mean, let's look at it like this.
Oscar De La Hoya, Mayweather's longtime rival, has called him a hypocrite. He said Mayweather often makes fun of YouTubers and fighters like Ryan Garcia, but at the same time, Floyd has made millions from the same fans by fighting exhibition matches against social media stars. While Mayweather calls others just influencers, he is still earning big money from them, showing that he doesn't follow his own rules.
Well, this kid Ryan Garcia, Tank got his followers from kicking ass. Ryan Garcia got his followers from YouTubers. There's a difference. So you want to be a YouTuber or you want to be a fighter? Tank is a fighter.
What the fuck? So Ryan Garcia's not a fighter? He's been fighting since he was 7 years old. He has 200 plus amateur fights. I don't care where his followers come from, if they come from fucking Mars. The fact is that Ryan's followers are selling this fight. And plus, don't you remember you fought YouTubers? Are you putting YouTubers down? You profited from them. I can't with you, dude. You're fucking dumbass. I can't wait. April 22nd, Ryan Garcia fucking knocking out Tank Davis.
De La Hoya and others think Mayweather is looking for attention or money. His many media appearances and shocking comments seem planned to get people talking about him again. Since retiring, Mayweather has mostly taken easy fights in exhibition matches against YouTubers and MMA fighters, which have little risk but bring him big money.
I've been somebody since I'm 8 years old. This was my idol. It is a tremendous honor, but make no mistake, June 11th, I'm bringing bad intentions to that man, and I don't care if an exhibition or not. You signed to fight me, it's no quarter, so it's kill or be killed.
Another big event, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a crazy crowd, I'm pretty sure, but I've been here so many times, you know, I've been fighting since 1987 to now, so I know what it takes when, you know, at any level, so I'm just happy to be here.
I watched every one of his fights. I've never seen anybody throw combinations with the intent and the speed and the accuracy of that man, and I was captivated from that night on. So I've been Team Mayweather since I'm 9 years old, but like I said, when it's time to get to business, we're gonna get to business. We're gonna fight.
I will continue to have fun, entertain, until I'm ready to say, you know what, enough is enough.
Mayweather says these exhibition fights are just for fun, but many boxing fans think they hurt the sport and make it look cheap. Oscar De La Hoya was especially critical of Mayweather's fight against John Gotti III, calling it embarrassing and bad for his reputation. He asked Floyd to stop doing these matches before his image gets damaged for good.
Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
Jimmy Kimmel recently joked about giving Floyd Mayweather a reading challenge, bringing up an old feud with 50 Cent, who once dared Floyd to read a page from Harry Potter. Videos of Floyd having trouble reading started rumors about his literacy. Floyd said reading doesn't define success, but the issue made people question him more. On top of that, Mayweather has a history of arrests and legal problems, which doesn't match the polished image he shows. Many fans and commentators wonder how he stays in the public eye with so many warning signs and little criticism.
Will Smith just publicly thanked Floyd Mayweather, but a lot of people are calling him out for that. And where it all began was right after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars, which Will Smith said almost ended his career. With Will Smith apologizing, getting a 10-year ban from the Oscars, and he said many celebrities would not return his calls. And the only exception was Floyd Mayweather, who called up Will Smith every day for 10 days straight. With Will Smith saying that the only reason Floyd Mayweather called was just because he wanted to make sure he was okay. And Will Smith said before that he only met Floyd Mayweather a couple times before, calling him an acquaintance, but now would call him a friend for life. I don't think Will Smith should be saying this because Floyd Mayweather was arrested in 2002 for punching 2 women at his nightclub. And due to that, he had a 1-year suspended jail sentence in 2004. And then he was arrested again for assaulting a bouncer at a nightclub, getting another 90-day suspended sentence. Then was arrested for beating up his ex-girlfriend Josie Harris, which is someone he was 10 years old, testified against his father saying he was assaulting his mother. So Will Smith is not a bad guy, but clearly made a mistake at the Oscars, and it's not a good idea for him to go befriend Floyd Mayweather. Because life's ultimately about who you associate with, and with that, I'm Charles Pearl. I hope you learned something.
Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. recently criticized Mayweather, saying he changed the sport's focus. Jones said Floyd made a lot of money, but only for himself. According to Jones, Floyd's focus on money instead of honor has made boxing more about chasing profits than building a legacy. Many fans agree and feel frustrated. Even with an undefeated 50-0 record and huge earnings, Mayweather's image is starting to fall apart because of accusations, lawsuits, his spending, and his behavior, making people question his true legacy.
Not because he did a great job, but he did it for himself, and it worked for him. But everybody now wants the Mayweather concept, because Mayweather made so much money, staying undefeated, waiting to the right time to fight Pacquiao, fighting the right people to fight at the right time. He monopolized the business. But the problem was, it only made him money and the people he was fighting. It didn't make money for the whole sport. So what he did himself a great job, but it hurt the sport. Because not everybody wants to fight, stay undefeated. You understand me? Me, it's like when 2 guys get here, they gotta meet. No, wait. They was here 5 years ago. They should have met. You understand me? Because now, we probably could have got 3 good fights out of it. You understand me? But because we waited too long, the problem what people don't understand is, tomorrow's not promised to nobody. Guess what?
Floyd Mayweather is facing big problems after being accused of losing $42 million 0 cents in a theft involving his trusted security man, Big Adam. This has damaged his once strong image. As investigations go on, more people are wondering if Mayweather's business is weaker than it looked. Even though he was one of boxing's biggest stars, his reputation is falling apart because of scandals, bad investments, and fake exhibition fights. Once admired for his skill, he is now seen as a fallen star, trying too hard to stay important, showing the cracks in his empire.
Charlie being from Vegas, he had, went back to Vegas, and Floyd had picked him up. And so it was around late December, he had hit me and said, "Hey man, Floyd is getting rid of one of his dudes. If I can get you over here, would you want to work?" And it, just me wanting to change the pace at the time, I was like, yeah, hell yeah. So Floyd was coming down to play in a celebrity game with the Team Watson. And so it was like December 14th or something like that. So I asked one of the dudes to cover me, and I went over to the Van Nuys airport and met him. And so, Church had already told him about me, and Big Mark, rest in peace, had told him about me. And so when I met him at the airport, he got off the plane, he looked me up and down, was like, "Big Church, you good?" And he's like, Church was like, "Hell yeah." And he's like, "Big Mark, you good?" He's like, "Hell yeah." He's like, "All right, yeah, he on." Yeah. So I started with Mayweather December 28th, 2007.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.